You all heard about the electrician's house. The wiring has to be done. The mechanic's cars are broken in the yard. The plumber's shower valve is leaking. This is essentially a demonstration on a Symmons temptrol shower valve. What you got to do, I have a cold seat that's leaking. I've been putting it off, but it's not the smart thing to do, wasting water. So what we're going to do is I had a spare valve that we demoed out that has a brand new stem, and these are fairly easy to take apart. And to get at the seats, you need some special tools. They do sell them at Home Depot, and it's pretty straightforward. So if anybody's got a Symmons temptrol and needs to take it apart, you would take your escutcheon off. This little screw here is your temperature setting screw to get you back it in or screw it in to either get more hot or cold water. It's got an integral stop. You just take your crescent wrench and you break the nose off of it. It also helps to helps to back the valve out. Gives you room. Still working on my heads. Well, this is on the to-do list. So essentially, I just back the stem out, and it all comes right out. Okay. There's your ballast valve. There's a little cartridge in here with a little piston that goes back and forth. That rubber right there is your cold seat, and I'm missing the hot seat rubber. But I'm not looking for the stem. I'm looking for the seat, which is essentially that brass ring there with these little indents. These are a pain in the butt to get out. Sometimes they don't come out normally. So what this is essentially a seat tool. You use it to take out the colds and hot seats. The hot seat is a smaller seat. It's going to take this little end of the wrench, which is way down there. I don't know if it's picking it up. So in order to get the hot out, you have to get the cold out. Okay, so we got that set. I'm going to try to do this. Might have to put you down for a second. If anybody has one of these valves, they're for the money. For the money, they're worth it, but they are tough when you have problems to get that big cold seat out. And that's what I need. I need that seat for my valve upstairs. That's the hot seat. This one comes out fairly easily. It's just not that big of a valve seat. It's a smaller seat. And the way you can tell if you say you got a leaking shower valve, and the way you can tell if it's hot or cold is you just put your hand at the spout, whatever's dripping out. If it's hot water, then your hot seat is gone, and if it's cold, then it's your cold seat's gone. But this one's going to be proved to be difficult to come out. And they usually are. Sometimes you got to cut them out. I'm trying to save this, so I don't want to ruin this, and I have to check this rubber on this cartridge here. Alright, I might have to put a little heat on this. There's no O-rings inside here. It really looks like it's corroded. Sometimes when you just put a little heat on the valve body, it'll loosen things up, a little bit of spray. So I have to get my torch and stuff, so I shall return. Okay, I put a little heat on it, and hopefully, and it did, comes right out. Okay, that's my hot seat. There's a rubber O-ring here. I said it wasn't, but there is O-rings on this thing, and that's what it looks like. I can touch it. I just heat around this top of the valve body here, right where the thread is, and I tapped it gently just to loosen up the scale. So let's try to pull it out. But of course, Murphy's Law. Don't want to bang on it too much, because you need to retain this face, this raised face here. I don't know if it's picking it up. That's what actually compresses your rubber compresses against that face, and that's what seals your cold. This one looks raised, doesn't look worn out, so I'm gonna reuse this one. The hot seat, the hot seat's down there. I have to get something to drag it out. It's usually a pain in the butt to get that seat out. We have the tools. I got a little hook on my little awl, and this was the hot seat. This one looks good too. See it? The raised face, which sits on the back side here, and there's a rubber here with a screw, but it's already been cannibalized, and that's what seats you hot. So I got my two used brand new seats. Okay. It's got a spline. Sometimes they come off, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you gotta be a little bit more persuasive with them. Okay, we'll take this discussion. 2 screw holes here. We're going to remodel this bathroom anyway, so I am keeping the temptrol valve. Probably, I got another mixing valve. I'm going to do some multiple heads here, and someday. Won't be today. Okay, we're at the point. I want to take this whole nose off of it. Remember, you got to just take the handle here. Always back off the handle because it just binds on itself. As you can see, really have to tighten it to get it to seal. It's siphoning back any water that was there. I'll let it siphon down. I have a sink that's open downstairs on the level below me, so all that's just draining down to that low point. Don't rush it. Okay. As you can see, this is the other seat. The barrel still works inside, but it looks like I have a lot of corrosion here on the cold seat. You see there's little grains. Oh, maybe not. There's little grains on the rubber. Alright, so I don't know if that's mineral deposits, but it definitely looks like a piece of brass. Okay. Next step is trying to get that Raven tool in there and trying to pull that seat out. It's going to be fun. It's never easy when it's in the wall. Be careful not to strip it. You strip it, you gotta break it out. So I might have to get my torch and do the same thing I did with the one downstairs. I might have to heat it up. Let's see if the hot wants to come out. The hot's usually the easiest one. And there's nothing wrong with the hot one. There's usually nothing wrong with the hot one. It's usually to get out, I'm saying, nothing wrong. Usually it's very easy. I kind of wish it was just the hot seat, not the cold one. You see, you gotta really get down in there. Alright, so get my torch, heat this thing up a little bit, and I'll be back. Okay, I just introduced a little bit of heat. Might have to introduce a little bit more heat. And worst case scenario, I might have to cut this one out. They don't always come out. Gotta be careful with the torch in the wall. Maybe that's enough. You don't want to melt that rubber gasket in there. Wow, the seat looks like it's gonna beat the hell. Looks like I'm gonna be cutting this one out. Looks like I'm gonna be cutting this one out. I don't want to hear it. Okay. Drop back and punt. Up. You try cocking the. Oh. Oh boy. Oh, success. Thank God. This could have turned into a very, very, very long job. I gave it up. When I take this apart, yeah, it wasn't even the O-ring was messed up. Alright, let's grab that other seat out the back. The guy who roughed this tub in before I did. Whoever did this, man. Alright, here's the hot seat, which doesn't look bad, but I'm going to replace it as a set. Make sure you clear out any pieces of brass, debris, anything that's in there. Make sure it's cleaned out. And like I said, if this is beyond your skill limit and ability, call a plumber and go through all the channels of pulling permits and doing everything appropriate. Not only it's the right way to do it, but it's to protect yourself, and plumber also gets protected. Alright, so we're going to reinstall the new seat, new used seat. Hot first. He goes in. It's just a very coarse thread. It's not like a fine machine thread. You can actually thread it in with your finger first. The valve got a little gritty, and I knew something was up. Okay, installation of the new seat. I had to, if you can see, it's not picking it up. You see those little indents? Well, the wrench fits in there, so there's not much of a bite. So what I had to do is I had to cock the wrench up like this and pin it, and then spin it. Sometimes you got to cut these out, and that's not fun. It's not fun for you, and it's not fun for the homeowner, because the labor rate goes up quite a bit. And we all know about money. So screw it in. You don't want to kill it, you just want to snug it. Sometimes you can put key grease. They actually have valve grease. I'm not going to use that. Okay, washer's in. Ready to go back in. Take your snout. Make sure you get your O-ring over here. There's a little Teflon ring here. I tend to take this, push it on, screw it in, make sure there's nothing hanging up on it. Back it off. Your adjustable, good snug. Take your handle, exercise it. Fully open, close. It seems like it's closing. There's no grit in there. I got a nice, easy feeling on it. Okay. Installation. Take your discussion cup. Screw it on. There's a little thread there. This is also a packing nut. If there's water coming through the stem, you just tighten this up a bit. And it'll tighten the packing in the valve. Next is the shower discussion. Make sure that you line up your little handle there to the little, there's like a triangle angle of the dangle to it. There's a certain keyway where this sits in. Usually you can feel it. There it is. Hot, cold. Tub, shower. Okay. Discussion screws. This in all in reality was probably about a half hour running around. A lot of the stuff was trying to get ready. I had to go around and get my torch. But hopefully this will fix the problem. I'm pretty sure it will. No more leaky faucet, no more leaky shower valve. You save water, you help the planet, put money in a plumber's pocket. You save money. And all is well in the world. Or you could do it yourself. Which is, depending on your state and local ordinance and codes, you can. Certain places you can't. Okay, valve nice and tight. Make sure this is in the off position. I tend to shut it off, turn it off, and then I'll take this and I'll align it so the pointer's looking straight up. Then I'll grab the screw handle. A little bit of grease on the tile. Okay, it's all working. Pull the pots out of the tub. We'll turn the water on and check for leaks. Okay, water's back on. This is just what I was talking about, that packing nut. See? It's not tight and it's leaking through. So what you do is you tighten up the packing nut. You don't want to kill it. Okay, that stopped. Now you take the valve handle and you back it off again. And you check. Not leaking. That's whatever's left in the tub spout. We're not dripping water anymore. Okay. So that's done. Almost 3 months in the making. Alright guys, so essentially how to rebuild not a rebuild, but to change out the hot and cold seat on a Symmons temptrol valve. It's pretty straightforward, but you do need the tools. You can't just go in there and just try to get it out. The Home Depot sells it not like this though. They just sell from my thumb over to the left, and then they'll sell pretty much where my thumb is to the right, and you can get an easy out. I usually tend not to do that, but this is a supply house deal where they got the it's all put together. So that's that. And there's pretty much the basic tools that you need: screwdrivers, crescent wrench, bag of patience, and so what we're going to do now is just put these cushions back in, and then you have that little set screw there for your temperature. If you find that your water's too cold, you can back it out and it allows the spindle to travel further towards the hot side. Or if you find that it's too warm, then you can do the opposite. So So, hopefully it didn't bore you too much, but it's not all about the cars. Sometimes we gotta work on our own damn plumbing stuff. So, it's Mark from the 2nd Gen bathtub. Changing out the hot seats on a Symmons temptrol tub shower valve. Be well, be safe, and see you on the next one. Peace.